everyone, it's Eric with His and Hers HHQ. Obviously you don't see a car chassis in front of you. Well, that's because it's over there drying with the rest of everything else. However, just because you don't see it here doesn't mean it's not done, because by the time this video is released, everything will be attached to the chassis, as I said, and I will have started on the chrome. But as you can see, I got the red, white, and blue, got the wheels together, got red, white, and blue done. And of course, this is that wonderful engine. I love the body color, going with the body color for the valve covers and the air cleaner. That just looks extraordinary. Honestly, it's I guess it's just me and my own personal opinion, but this just looks really, really sharp. As I said though, everything's over there drying, and like literally there's a couple things that's got fresh coats. I don't want to touch anything. So I am right on track for a Wednesday final review. Again, I know it's goofy. You were expecting to see it. I was expecting you to see it at least with the chassis and body pan and engine in place and everything, but I had to mask that daggum body tub and chassis 3 times. I got the black on the bottom, the black in the engine well. I've got white in what would be the trunk area, and then I've got the turquoise on the floorboards, or on the floorboard. I'll get all that stuff touched up, get the pedals and everything detail painted. I did lay in, well, I laid in some sandpaper as carpet, 2 little squares of sandpaper as carpet in the front. And I'm going to hit those with a slightly, I'm not actually going to use the turquoise. I'm going to lighten up or mix some sky blue with, or no, it's called Cloudless. And mix up that with a sprinkling of green, a darker green, in order to present a darker turquoise color. But anyway, all of that is situated. Everything is over there. It's drying. And as you can see, these beautiful pieces are gleaming under the light, and they're just waiting for their place on this car. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the build. I am right on track for a Wednesday final review. And like I said, by the time this video is released, the chassis will be completely assembled. So yeah, we're right on track. We're moving along exactly where I was hoping to be, or well, just about. I was actually hoping the chassis body tub would be dry, so all of this would be assembled on camera for you. But you know, it's life threw me back a couple hours here and there, and anyway, so I got asked I want to get into this real quick. I got asked a couple of questions. Well, I got asked the same question a couple of times by different people. Pardon me. Where I get a lot of my reference. Now, I have said that I do appreciate Google and all of that, finding historical pictures or videos and stuff like that. I do prefer books. I've got this big Time Life series from, well, actually the earliest release book in the Time Life series dealing with World War II is like 1977. It's a classic set of books, but I like to use the reference photos in there because it's not, as much as it focuses on the war, it also discusses the home front. Well, the home front in Germany, the home front in the Soviet Union, the home front in America, the home front in Japan. I mean, it just literally covers everything. And there's a lot of wonderful pictures in there. But there are a few YouTube channels that I will link in the description below. Well, shortly after I get a chance to sit down and edit the description. I will link these channels in the description below. And I do highly recommend going over there, especially for you car guys that really focus on the cars. One of the channels is called Cars and Stripes. Well, C-A-R-S and the ampersand Stripes, S-T-R-I-P-E-S, Cars and Stripes. The last video posted on that channel was like 6 years ago, but every single video is like, well, a couple of key videos, like the 1953 F-100 Ford original commercial. There was that truck I just built for the downtown service station. There's one, it's 1968 Corvette original promo film. Back in the day, they went all out to advertise their cars, I tell you what. Oh, and just for info, I know where one of these are for sale. If you really want to know, you can hit me up in the comments, and or over on Facebook, hit me up in Messenger. It's a 1968-69 Dodge Polara. I know where one's for sale. But anyway, it's one of the videos on that channel. Really, really cool stuff. Some of the other stuff, you know, especially be it automotive or the armor, one of the other channels is called Dylan McCool. DYLANMCCOOL. Again, I will link these channels in the description when I, hopefully later today or tomorrow or at some point in time, I will link these in the description. This guy goes around finding barn finds and stuff like that, and the whole will it run? You know, set 25 years in a barn, will it run? Or something like that. He's got some really, really great cars on there. Corvette, well, Chevy, Ford, Dodge, you name it. He did an awesome job with a I think it was a 68 Charger. Really, really cool. Anyway, I love the look of the vehicles when they're found. It's just, and the reason being is because the realness, I guess you could say. I've said it before. I love the really shiny cars, well, the 59 here, it's going to be a shiny car, nothing in the way of, rust or anything like that. I mean, the bottom of the chassis, I gave it after doing a little bit of detail with it, I did give it a dry brushing just to give it that it's been driven down Route 66 kind of feel. But I do like to give that age because of how real it feels. Throttle Power said he was going to be doing a video on how he does weathering, and I actually look forward to seeing that. I may do that at some point myself, and it's like, this is how I do it. And it take everybody that does that video and does that kind of video, and just for yourself, if you've never done anything that deals with weathering, adding the rust and whatnot, then you watch everybody and get a sense and a feel for where you want to go. That's basically what I did. I combined several techniques I had never even thought of before, and I was absolutely astounded that they did that. And I was like, okay, well, I can do that. Okay, so a couple of the other places, other channels is like Forgotten USA or Explomo, The Proper People. A lot of these guys go and do a lot of the exploring the abandoned homes and businesses, exploring the abandoned towns. I just love the sense, the feel of longing, I guess you could say. I've got a special sense or special place in my heart for rust. I love age, and it's just one of those, not me getting older. I mean, it hurts to get out of bed, but it's, oh, good Lord, it's so hard to explain. It's, if you get around, this, one of the ones, I think it was, The Proper People, they came across, they had heard about it and came across an abandoned warehouse, basically, is what it is. And somewhere over in Europe, they came across a semi-abandoned warehouse. And inside it was this collection of mostly horse-drawn carriages and stuff like that hadn't seen the light of day. And I mean, you could tell haven't so much as had someone touch it in 60, 70 years. They had like an original type double-decker transit bus, but it would have been pulled by a team of horses. And these were some of the most amazing things, that you could ever see. And just to see, like, it feels like just a little bit of TLC, and they could be brought back to life kind of thing. It's just one of those things. I just love that kind of stuff. And these are channels I use for inspiration. At some point in time, I do want to dip my toes into some dioramas and get some of that kind of work done. I have a couple of ideas, one of which is for my post-apocalyptic build. But yeah, that's part of why I like some of those channels. It's just, I love stuff like that. This relatively new guy, relatively new channel called Full Steam Designs. He's got Well, he just started a roadster, but it's a wooden boat tail roadster. And it's like, holy cow, that is the neatest thing in the world. I wonder if I can do that as a model. So, you know, there you go. It's an inspiration. So be sure to check it out. You get what you'll understand what I mean. You know, the classic 20s and 30s, even the late teens type Fords and Chevys turned into roadsters raced on the old tracks back in the 30s. You get that sense, that feel, pardon me, of just the fun and excitement of that. And then here he goes and makes the body of his roadster a wooden boat tail. There is an instant model inspiration right there. So yeah, he will be linked in the description. Check it out. And I'll get into the, you know, at some point I'll get into some of the later YouTube channels that really gave me the sense of wanting to get back. Well, as I said, you know, before, as I stated before, my wife pushed me, well, told me I need to do more than what I was doing. Maybe I should get back into building models. Well, I started out by just collecting. And then at some point in time, she was like, you need to build. So that's what I started doing. And I started turning to YouTube for references. And all of you out there that have channels, I have you to thank for getting me to the point where I am now and pushing me. And I still enjoy watching your guys' content. And I look forward every week to seeing who's putting out what. And it would be pretentious to think I could even remotely consider myself in the same class as most of you, but I feel honored to be sharing my experience with everybody, and everybody that comments, everybody that watches, all the views. So, I mean, you know, I gotta thank you all. And it's without all of you first giving me the inspirations and the tips and the tricks, and it pushing me to where I am now, detail-wise, with my builds, which in turn got my kids and my wife to go, hey, start putting that stuff on YouTube and sharing it on Facebook. I have all of you to thank. So, yeah, that's my video for today. Wednesday will be the final reveal. So, be sure to be on the lookout for that. That wonderful, and that is probably the best engine I've done to date. Now, all of this will be assembled. It'll be, this trip will be done. We will have gone from Chicago to LA on old Route 66. And we'll be sitting down there off the boardwalk, taking a stroll on the beach with, instead of calling them Mr. and Mrs. Doe, I'm going to say Mr. and Mrs. Zuko. Like, you know, as in Danny Zuko, Grease. Anyway, and it's Sandy. Anyway, so that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Eric with His and Hers HHQ. If you haven't yet, head on over to Facebook and follow us at His and Hers Hobby Headquarters. Take a moment, like, subscribe, share the content with your friends. Let's continue to spread the message of scale model building. And certainly comment below. I do try to be interactive as best I can. Sometimes it might take a couple of days. I might catch a comment within an hour. You never know. But I always do try to be interactive. So again, thank you everybody, and have a good day.